mediumship and Christianity don't go hand in hand together, including other faiths and beliefs. But I had wrote a blog that was for my spirit box session that I had done last night with the Annabelle doll and Dan Rivera. That's a video and a blog, and so I got that completed. But this is sections from that, but I feel it's very important for people to be aware about a lot of these different things, because once upon a time, before man, Christianity, people came into the picture and decided, hey, you're going to follow what we decide and we're going to tell you to do, because we're going to make you obey and oppressed and this, that, and the other. And so indigenous and all was basically very, very in tune with nature and everything as it's intended to be. And of course, you can see where I'm going at with it. So that part is written in here as well that I'm going to be reading. And so I'm sorry that Instagram only has 3 minutes, but you get a little clip of it. And the full video is going to be in the blog for my YouTube channel, Enlighten Courses Classes. All right. So basically this is going to be mediumship awareness with a little bit of history, like from what it was and what it should be. Basically, you'll see where I'm going at with this. It's a few different areas, but it's very important to be aware about. So being a kid and terrified and not able to protect myself and the adults around me who didn't know anything and couldn't help me with what all I had went through, because there was no information out there and no help. And I wanted to make it deeper, not just, okay, I can communicate and cross over. Whee! No, and including outdated teachings, just heaven and hell, that's the realms, and that's it for them. No. There are so many things to this, and I wanted to create a community that was able to help parents and help children, so therefore they were able to get the proper help along with the healing. So families felt empowered in taking back their life and grounding and helping to actually work towards their inner healing. And what I'm talking about here is that my courses, now that I'm turned to free, this is going to help with all of that. So it's going to be free help. But they are still certified courses, but it'll be classes. And this is my inspiration to why I am creating and doing what I'm doing. And shed off the paranormal haunting, or help their loved ones learn what to do for what's going on, so it don't get out of hand like it did for me and for people like us growing up back then without the help. Also, how for people to understand that mediumship is actually a very wonderful service mission to do, but because you are actually helping the spirits to do what it is that they need to do and what they are asking for. There's Christianity, and I'm sure other religions and practices that frown upon mediumship and actually causes harm to our mediumship community. But in reality, we are meant to do this as service for our mission. This is what we are born to do. And including myself, I even tried running away from this because of a lot of these misunderstandings, misinformation of what mediumship really is. It disconnects us from people that practice beliefs that aim to harm mediumship, when in reality, what they don't realize is it's harming their own selves as well, for when the time comes for them to cross over. What is happening is they're harming the future generations from being able to provide the services needed so it is more accessible to all. For those who practice those type of faiths, ask yourself this. When there is a child crying with a terrified face, turned pale after seeing a ghost and begging their parents for help, do you still want to turn away from people who need a medium's help? That they themselves could be a medium, that this child could be one? What if this was your own child? Maybe even your own self. Would you still turn away? Of course you would turn away, because your persistent, relentless, mind-controlling, domineering, etc. faiths, beliefs, outweigh being a compassionate human being and seeing what mediumship really is for. Because of what you're told to believe. When you're in time of need and need help in the ways that you do, that goes against your stubborn faiths and beliefs, and you're reaching out for help, What are you going to do then? Of course, many of us would welcome you in our arms and lend a hand without judgments, because that is human. That is compassion. The more mediums that we can have, that this will be helpful. Back then, there were tribes that had energy healers, shamans, etc. This is the type of work that we did, and the tribe would help take care of us. They would feed us, clothe us, shelter us, but all of that is not in today's society at all. And I wonder who started this change. Could it have been faiths and beliefs, such as Christianity? And those practices of those types of faiths that is not for mediumship has made sure to shut down the work that is supposed to be done. As our service and mission, this is what our soul is born to do. And we have to learn this at a young age while we go through our experiences growing up, as we learn, so we master the craft, so we're able to help others and improve the lives of others, including our own, as we are learning our own empowerment. So this helps to lessen more of the paranormal things that are happening in this world, like energy healing. That is much needed, along with spiritual transformational coaching. So every type of service, every type of services was combined that I was going to be teaching, and I still am. So therefore, there's going to be like energy healing modalities, mediumship, psychic, intuitive, along with crossing over detachments, removals, cleansings, protections, and so much more. So it also helps the clients and ourselves in a deeper way, not having to have our clients go in contact with different people to do different services, which of course will get costly, and you get the gist. So instead, it was going to be that we were able to do all of it ourselves to help them. So it covers our mind, body, and spirit healing, wholeness, and wellness. But of course, when you have to face algorithms and you're not rich and other factors along with not knowing a lot of rich and famous and well-known content creators, etc. type people, I am basically considered a nobody then. And I get that. I'm not angry about this or anything. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to share my work for free. And whatever happens, it is going to happen. And when I do get to get out and mingle from making sure that my son is safe, he is nonverbal autistic, and that we are literally inside our home 24/7 for his safety and other reasons. So I don't get to travel and experience things outside of this house because I caregive basically for my little man. And there's more, it's basically caregiving for him, for me, in my eyes, is more important than being selfish and needing to travel and meet people and things like that on a fame, type of reasoning or whatever. So, which one day I will do when the time is right. Not like that. What I just said. I will get to travel and all of that. It's just the way that, you get it. Anyways. That was funny because I was like reading this, like going back to reading after I said that, and then I was just like, oh yeah, that totally don't go together. So I had to correct it. Anyways, so when I do get to travel though, and that it should start basically like I'm saying, is that when we get back on our Naturally Recovering Autism program, and yes, it does work. I was filming the whole process, and we'll begin when we get back into it and when we're able to, because I will be making these videos to help others. So therefore, they can also do the same program with their loved ones too, if they need to. So they can also recover from autism too. So back to what I was saying. I'm like all over the place, and I apologize. But anyway, so well before the algorithm, I used to have, way back then when they first created YouTube, I had a channel with them. I actually had quite a few afterwards, but they all decided to say, oh, hey, we're going to gang up against you and say, oh, no, we're going to terminate your channel. So they did. All of them. Everything, including all the older videos of us, recovering autism and different things, and it's just all gone bye-bye, just with a quick of a switch. So save all of your videos and everything. Save them. Trust me. Your writing, your videos, whatever you do, save it all. I'm not trying to say cling on to the past and all that kind of stuff. No. I'm talking about if this is something like what I'm trying to do, trying to show from the beginning all the way up, things like this, then yes, you will need to save your stuff. Course material, this, that, and the other, same thing. All my course stuff, all that's gone. So family videos, everything. I do have a petition still going for this. It should still be going because I didn't take it down or anything. I think I only had got like 300 something signatures, but I'm grateful to even get that. So if you are interested into the petition, let me know and I will share it with you. Okay, so getting back to what I was trying to say. Sorry, I'm snowballing all over the place. I'm not able to eat healthy, and that's why I'm upset also, because it's messing with my readings. I don't like that. My spirit box session that I did, usually I connect real deeply and it like flows everything real freely. But as long as you eat like poo, you're going to feel like poo, you're going to respond like poo, and everything's going to be poo. And that is what's going on. So anyway, all right, so back to the point of this video. All right, so before the algorithm, I used to have, way back then when they first created YouTube, I had a channel with them and I was actually communicating with people and people were commenting on my videos. Same thing with Facebook. I would go live, and the same thing with YouTube. I would go live there as well. And that's where I was getting the clients and people and meeting and mingling and all that fun stuff. And so all of them, it was all communicating and everything was going great. And so, of course, where that went from there. Anyway, so as I was giving them their readings, etc., and then I'm writing, my son's handing me something. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Give me a second, Mike. Let's see. So I know you'll get a bath in a little bit. That's him smacking his hip, and that's him basically saying bath time. You'll get a bath in a little bit. I know. They have severe OCD usually with autism, and so it's like everything has to be on a pattern, and anything that messes their pattern up, it literally messes with their moods, tantrums, this, that, and the other. It's a lot to it. But anyway, as I was giving them their readings, etc., so once upon a time, it was feasible online. Now it all became about money. So basically, if you can't afford to be seen, like money-wise, you're not going to be seen. Sorry. And every now and then it might come across somebody's feed that somebody might have an interest in the video of the hashtag or whatever that was searched for and actually watch your video and then actually like it or comment. So not just you, but me is what I'm talking about. So it is not like it used to be where it was just so easily accessible, where people could communicate freely. Now you have to go places and hope that you can even capture people's attention long enough to want to participate or whatever, like even readings, my blog, same thing. I'm sorry. I'm not one to sit there and chase people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. You're either going to come to me or you're not. I mean, that's just how things go. I'll go to you if you're resonating with me. You'll come to me if you're resonating with me. You see, so there's nothing I can do about it. So point is that I'm not crying over spilled milk. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And I don't know when it will be, if it will be, and will be, who knows? I don't know. Something we will find out. Maybe. So we're also not in times now where people were dependent. We're also not in times now where people were dependent on celebrities and things like that, which kept our focus and attention on including usually drama and other factors like that. That would keep our attention on that and the gossip, etc., etc. So, to where we are becoming more independent, not as obsessive over people, and are becoming stepping into our own empowerment. So content has to be related to the mass as much as possible and other factors. So I could choose to do things negatively and do this dramatically and try to reach people like that, which I definitely do not want to do. Or I could do this in a way like I'm doing right now and just letting whatever is going to happen. But that is basically what I'm doing. So what is your opinion about that? And then, okay, so then I pretty much just go into, like, how do you feel about it, blah, 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 kind of thing on the blog part. But yeah, I mean, the point is this. Back then, it worked. What we did back then worked. And through the years, don't know when it all started, but all this control came about, domineering, and this, that, and the other. And it's just all led up to basically where we're at now. We're pretty much anything that people like me that do any of this type of work, whether it's mediumship, energy healing, reading cards, whatever it is that man decided to say, nope, that's not good. Well, guess what? All the stuff that you're saying that is not good is what was good, is what was, okay? And the quicker that people can realize, hold on a second, let me use my noggin and think back, okay? I'm not going to listen for a moment to being told what to do. I'm going to do my own research, and I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to look into and just go from there. Stop being told what to do, all right? Listen, you have your own intuition. Trust me. You should be able to figure this out. I'm not talking about intuition in a magical, mediumship type of way. No, I'm talking about basically literally listen. Like I said, do your research, figure this out. You will see that this worked. I don't know what it is, but they have to come in and constantly mess up what works. Well, actually, I do know what it is. If you're not sick from it and they can't profit from it, or whatever reasoning and they can't profit from it, or whatever other reason that it is, then they're going to make it to where it is impossible to do what is good, what we are supposed to be doing. So, allegedly. And that's kind of where I'm at, like, as far as, like, people like me that are on a twin flame path, it's so separated because he is so sure that his belief is the only belief and that is the only way. And I tried compassionately working, like, okay, there's a reason why you're on the path that you're on. Do what you got to do. That's you. That's your choice. That's what you want to do. That's your comfort. Okay, do it. I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to break your free will. I'm not here to do anything to harm you. But you can only be compassionate enough with somebody for so long that basically don't care about your feelings because they only care about their own. And they're stuck in a world where it's literally domineering, controlling, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm all about divine love and light, compassion, peace, things like that. And when you're coming at me, telling me things like I need to be saved and, all that kind of stuff, enough. I don't come to you saying you need to be saved because what you're doing is wrong. Okay, because look at the past. What happened in the past was right. Okay, and then it led up to wrong. All right, so, like I said, people used to live off the land. People used to, and look at this. Just pay attention, okay? Like even right now, I just found a video talking about how now people can't go out in the woods in Canada because of the wildfires, supposedly, and this, that, and the other. Look what they're going for. They're mining for something specific. Just research, look into it. Same thing with the hurricane. Hurricane Helene, where did it go? What was there? What was the resources? So just use the noggin, please. I mean, it's not that hard to do. I mean, it really ain't. So, anyway, I'm not trying to be mean. I really, legitimately, seriously am not. I'm just trying to basically say, please wake up for the love of the universe. Please wake up, okay? Find it in your heart. Become human again, all right? Work towards compassion. Work towards being a human. If what you are doing right now is not doing that, then there might be something going on. Because if you haven't noticed, there is so many people talking about just so many things. And it is so clear, so abundantly clear how aggressive, how mean, how rude, and everything Christians are. I'm sorry, y'all are, okay? I came from there once upon a time too. I did. All right? But I was the same way, and I didn't even realize it. I thought from my heart of hearts, I was like, you're the one that's not being compassionate. You're the one that's being mean. You're not listening to me. I did. I came from that too, okay? But it's like when you finally face reality and you stop and you think and you learn and things just, first you have to open up. You have to open up your box. You're going to have to step out of that box and you're going to have to go, okay, let me get my little fingers here and little fingers here and start figuring out what is going on. And then when you start branching out and you start figuring things, then one thing leads to another, to another, to another. And you're going to finally be out of that box and you're going to be like, oh, wow. So, and exactly what I just got done saying about myself, I was once there too. So I know how it feels. You're going to look back like I did too, and you're going to go, wow, why? Like, why? And then you're going to start searching for the whys too. You're going to be like, why? What made us become what we are? Why are we the way we are? Just break everything down. Just do it. There's nothing wrong with breaking things down and getting out of your box. Please. For the love of the universe, out of boxes. Please. Okay? I mean, really, seriously. And the ones that are watching this video that have basically what I just described. What was your encounter? What was your start? What was your story? Share that in the comments, please. I would love to hear your story too. What happened for you? How did you get out of, where are you at now? What are you thinking? Let me know. Let's communicate. That's what this is for. I'm not here just to sit there and just talk and talk and talk. I'm here to have a chat with you. So leave it in the comments so we can actually talk and have a conversation. And like my twin flame, he's just going to constantly sit there and run, and he's going to constantly blame me and basically be like, what you're doing is wrong. You need to go into the Bible, blah, 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 blah. You need saving. I get it. I've heard it over and over and over, hun. But again, box out of it, please. Okay. I mean, really, seriously, challenge me. Do me this. Challenge me. Step out of your box for a moment, for a little while, not one moment, for a little while, and do some researching. Really, just step out and do that. Just do that. You can come back and constantly say, well, I was right, because I was told this, and I believe this, and this is what I believe in. See, I knew I was right, and that's the reason why I didn't want to step out, because I'm still right. It's me, and I'm right. Oh, what it's like to be in the 20s. Anyways, I love you, and always will. You're my twin flame. I'm going to always love you. Regardless of where our mental is, okay? Anyway, but yeah, so, with that too, whatever's going to happen with that is whatever's going to happen with that. We're just going to find that out. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say basically, is that, just seriously, back then it was working. What all they were doing before we came over here to destroy all of that and some. And more than that, too. Okay. So, a lot of my background, I do have indigenous in my family, too. And so, my mom on her side, Italian and other things as well. So, some of the family, I think, was originally here as well, from what I understand. But, anyway. Mixed happened. There was forced mixing back then, and that's basically, I think, some of it for on my dad's mom's side, I think. And on my dad's mom's side, it's hard to explain all this. And the reason why, because I can't remember, it was during that week, or during the time, somehow it was at that time. Let's just put it that way. I vividly, clearly dream this indigenous man, like my grandma's height, and he was dark skinned and everything, feather crown thing, all had the leather tan thingy thing going on. And what it sounds like is he was a chief of a tribe or something in Florida. And I believe it because, like I said, there was like no words. Like they were communicating, but it was like without words. It's hard to explain. But it was me, my son, and my dad, and him, and we were standing at my dad's boat area. Sorry, I'm going to have 1,000 alarms go off right now. Anyway, so we're standing there and communicating and everything. And so I know for a fact, like I said, that he was definitely that. I know it. And then she does the family history thing. She's like, well, it's not fully confirmed, but, you know, and then she says what I just got done saying. So, he has to be, but I don't have the proof, and so it just is what it is. But anyway, I believe he is the one, and a lot of others guide me in who I am today, basically. You know, being a medium, energy healer, and this, that, and the other. Because I know he was powerful at that, too. And I know that genes, you know, matter, and I have his genes, so... you know, it is what it is. But, anyway, so... yeah, I don't know. It really breaks my heart because, you know, all this division and everything. And it's like, for me, like I said, you know, I'm a compassionate person. I really care. I really do. And I'm trying to even better myself than where I'm at right now because, again, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. And it's not that I enjoy doing that. It just is the reality of how it is. So, but, yeah. So, I don't know. I mean... just research, just look back and just piece everything together and be like, why are we where we're at? Why is everybody fighting? Why all this division? Why all this, you know? And I'm not trying to say either that everybody's supposed to just follow in line, in uniform, and just be all like, oh, I'm going to be into oneness so we have no individuality and this and the other. No, not saying that either. What I'm saying is be human with compassion. And do some researching. Step out of boxes. Quit. You know, that's why, for me, that's why I don't have a set belief. I cannot tell you that I do universe things. I do Christ consciousness things. I do blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be in a box. I'm just not. And everything all works somehow because the things, for me, I tend to do love and light things. Like Buddhism, I don't do it. I don't practice that, but I love hearing it. And I love to, like, the energies of some of their deities and all that. I love that stuff. You know, but, and other deities as well, you know, it's just, I don't know. But again, I don't have a set, you know, like, this is how I do it, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to follow, and this is what I'm going to be. I don't have that. I'm sorry, I don't. And I'm not going to. I'm not meant to. I'm meant to be open, and I'm meant to be free to be able to be guided into what I need to do and what it goes with. So it's basically like saying that, okay, I'm going to go get a pizza at a seafood restaurant. Does that make sense? I mean, maybe some people do. Maybe some people do make pizza with seafood toppings and stuff. Okay. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pepperoni, supreme, whatever you want to get. Okay. Does not go in a seafood restaurant. It just don't. So if I'm sitting there, you know, I feel like, okay, maybe there's something pretty dark around. Guess what? I'm going to connect with the archangels. Why? Because certain dark beings, specific type dark beings, but in other words, I work with, you know, the angelic to combat or whatever that, you know, is going on. So hopefully you get where I'm going at with it. My brain is fried because basically I literally just got done eating mac and cheese, which is like $1 something a box, cheap, but disgusting because it's not good for us. Not healthy, nothing in it that's good. Mixed with can of corn, can of cream of corn, cream of celery, spam, delicious, unhealthy meal. Yeah, my brain is fried, okay? So I'm struggling to try to stay focused and even not have mental constant blocks every 5 seconds. So, until I can get back on my health kick like I was doing and can afford it, this is how it's going to be for the time being. And it really interferes with my spirit box sessions, readings, and everything. And so I apologize, but I'm doing the best that I can, as best as I can. This is what's going on right now. No, does not mean that, Lord, praise me. Drop some money down. No. Universe, do the same for me. No. It don't work like that. It don't, because all this manifest this and do this and do that and this belief and that belief and pop, pop, pop. Fine. There's times that it is needed, but not all the time. We're not conscious, anyways, I'm not going to go into all of that. That's another topic, another day. We're just going to end the video now before I keep going. Because I got so much to talk about. And I do need to get back into making podcasts too. So this is kind of like a podcast style as well. But yeah, share your thoughts. Share everything that, you think that could be helpful. A good topic, a good conversation. Now, if you're going to come on here and you're going to troll and you're just going to bash and throw on verses and this, that, and the other, have at it, because you're going to be ignored. I'm not here to try to fight you in that type of way. I'm not here to even fight you in the first place. I'm just here to challenge you, your own self, to get you, yourself, to say, I am going to research, I am going to this, and I am going to that myself, and lead myself into my answers myself. That's all I'm doing. I'm not here to fight you. So I'm just here to hear and listen and support, maybe guide, whatever the reason is for you. But, like I said, I'm not here to fight. So if you're just going to try to come and do that, that's on you. You can fight others that want to choose to fight with you. But I choose love and peace, and that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, while my brain is fried, it's annoying. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, it's like I'm getting tireder, and I just, not only that, trying to wear the makeup and everything also did not help. And I don't think that band, some reason it felt like it stifled off also the spirit box session that I did last night. So that, and I need to rinse my nose, I can tell, and there's just so many other things, but I'm just so tired. Anyway, but yeah, so hopefully anything that I said is helpful. I really hope it does. And do what you're going to do. I hope that it leads you to the answers that's going to be helpful for you. And that's all I can hope for. And it should. If you're really, willing to make changes for your own self and to grow and everything, then yes, you'll be ready, and they'll be there, and you'll be being guided. And it's just one thing after another opens, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. I didn't know this, or I didn't, and it just keeps going and going and going if you allow it. But if you keep going back to, no, my way is right, what I'm thinking, what I believe, what I'm being told, and this, that, and the other is right, then you're holding your own self back. You're keeping yourself in a box. So, but, where we're meant to be at anyway, every part of our life. So you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path right now. And listening to this video might be something that's needed for you too. Whatever the reason is. And keep doing what you're doing. But just step out of the box and continue to try to grow. Much love, everybody, and I will see y'all soon, because there's a lot of content that's coming out and being created. So hopefully, like I said, it's helpful. Much love, and bye for now.